Daniel Hillard is a talented, unemployed actor and a devoted father loved by his 3 children Chris, Lydia, and Natalie. She played Matilda. However, his marriage to his workaholic wife, Miranda, is increasingly strained as the uptight Miranda has grown to dislike her husband's immature and spontaneous behavior. Daniel hires a mobile petting zoo and throws a large birthday party for his son Chris, despite knowing his wife would not allow it. After receiving a complaint at her business from a neighbor, Miranda decides that this is the last straw and demands a divorce. Since Daniel has no steady source of income or home, Miranda gets primary custody of their children. Daniel has visitation rights limited to Saturday evenings, devastating him as he adores his children. The judge acknowledges this and agrees to consider a joint custody arrangement if Daniel can hold down a job and create a suitable home within 3 months. When Daniel learns that Miranda intends to hire a housekeeper and is unwilling to let Daniel take care of the kids, he uses his acting talents and enlists the help of his brother Frank, a makeup artist, and his partner Jack, to transform him into Mrs. Euphegenia Doubtfire, a 60-year-old British nanny, so he himself can apply for the position. Miranda is delighted with Mrs. Doubtfire and hires her on the spot. The two quickly begin to form a friendship, despite the children struggling to adjust to their new caretaker. Daniel, as Mrs. Doubtfire, is now able to see his kids every day and uses this opportunity to be the firm father figure he wasn't before. Eventually, the children begin to respond favorably to Mrs. Doubtfire's methods, and Miranda is able to heal her rocky relationship with them, and Daniel as well, who begins to improve himself through his alter ego by learning gourmet cooking and refurnishing his new apartment. For a while, Daniel is able to keep up the charade, despite nearly being discovered by his caseworker, Mrs. Sellner, and attempting to break up his ex-wife's relationship with Stuart Dunmire. He was James Bond. Her new boyfriend, who dislikes Daniel. Doesn't like him a bit. Seems like the odds are stacked for Mrs. Doubtfire. Let's see how this goes. Daniel is discovered when Chris accidentally walks in on him using the bathroom standing up. He explains to Lydia and Chris that he dresses as Mrs. Doubtfire only to see them every day. He also warns them not to tell their mother, as he would likely end up in jail and might never see the kids again. Or Natalie, as she is too young to understand and might reveal the truth. Both children are happy to have their father back in their lives and agree to keep the secret. Meanwhile, the TV station where Daniel works as a shipping clerk, the studio's CEO, Jonathan Lundy...
Hello.
Welcome back!
As you were describing the whole, childish and outlandish behavior, or whatever they described it as. I was just imagining Walter White dressing up as a woman to be the white family.
I am the one who knocks! Hello!
Oh my god.
I can't believe that the plot description on Wikipedia for Mrs. Doubtfire is this goddamn long.
Who wrote that?
I am going to guess the person that wrote it was in fact Robin Williams.
He's got nothing better to do.
Eric, I was only about halfway through when you got back. Like, there is what I read plus that more.
Between, Zelda commercials. It doesn't have much to do.
He was on Louie and Wilfred.
Uh-huh.
He was on both of those shows.
At the same time.
He was.
As the same character.
Very true. He was a southern preacher in one, and he was a sassy black woman in the other.
Are you sure he wasn't a gay hairdresser?
Oh. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the comic.
Can
to put that in as the bloopers.
Just the whole thing, me reading that. That's funny. or like make a bonus episode with just
Yes.
that.
Oh my god, yes.
And the
Yes.
camera slowly zooms in on Mrs. Doubtfire's face the entire time.
That's a brilliant idea. I'm gonna do that.
I love it.